Supercrawl 2024. If you can hear the music in the background, they are Golden Feather. We interviewed them earlier today. It is a fantastic show, but the event is still going on until 8 p.m. tonight.
Woo!
So,
Come out and check them out.
Yes.
They're fabulous.
One of our first guests of the show, super excited, Max Francis, true Hamiltonian.
Woo! Look at this fabulous shirt. I think this is what it's all about.
I have to mention, you did our shirts for Cable 14's 50th anniversary.
I did.
5 years ago, which we are still repping as vintage. You are 10 years. 10 years this year.
10-year anniversary this year.
Congratulations.
Amazing. Amazing.
You know what? Honestly, I could not have done it without all the people in this community. Their support is the reason we're still going.
That's
incredible.
the same about Cable 14.
Yeah, and the support of Cable 14.
Now, what would you say is the biggest highlight of the past 10 years?
Oh wow, that is a
hit you with a
hard
I'm
one.
starting with the hard ones, baby.
That is such a hard one.
I love it. I love it.
Wow.
50 minutes. Go. No kidding.
Oh, wait. First fashion brand to ever do a fashion show at Tim Hortons Field. That was a big one.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I love that. Now, I want to ask you, you started with the simple slogan, Hamilton is home, but you've got some awesome stuff coming out.
Yeah.
Tell me about some of the new designs.
Well, this year we decided to go in a country theme, so I had to come up with a lot of country themed items.
Yeehaw.
Yes.
And I wasn't sure how they'd be received, but people love them. So we're going to spend a weekend getting them up on our website. So if they visit our website, they'll see all the cool new items we've introduced this weekend.
Oh my God, that's so much fun. So when you say new items, is there more than just T-shirts?
Oh yeah, there's baseball style shirts, there's crew neck sweaters, crop tops, a little bit of everything for everybody.
I love it.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Turning into a real fashion label.
Now, what does it go into putting together a country fashion show? Because I heard you did something on Friday that was pretty spectacular.
Oh my God, it was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, and a lot of biting my tongue.
A lot of great feedback is coming from that, though. So you're happy with it, clearly. Is it something you want to do again?
I am very happy with it, and I don't believe in repeating a theme. So every show has to have a new theme.
You gotta
True
keep the
artist.
creativity coming.
Yeah. And I feel like that kind of pressure when you have to come up with something new, that's when you really come up with great ideas.
So you've got the fashion show, obviously you had. If people are at Supercrawl today and want to come check you out, where are you?
We are on the corner of James and Vine, right in front of that big yellow lemonade truck.
Get some lemonade and a t-shirt?
Get a lemonade and a t-shirt. And our t-shirts are probably cheaper than that lemonade.
But you can get both.
You can get both.
You can do it all at Supercrawl.
Love it.
Now, I like to promote where you are when this fabulous event ends, because then we got a whole year where we still want to see true Hamiltonians.
Yeah.
So you, I just heard, are at the airport.
We are duty free in the Hamilton airport.
How did that happen? That's amazing. Tell me the story of how you got to the airport.
A lot of schmoozing. A lot of schmoozing.
You got to know people.
You got to know people.
I love it.
We are also in Tourism Hamilton, right on James Street North. Also a lot of schmoozing. And our website, truehamiltonian.ca.
Awesome. So lots of great places. You've done so well. Congratulations on the major success from the past 10 years.
Thank you.
What do you want to do in the next 10?
Wow. Okay. My daughter, who's here watching, she's turning into quite the basketball and volleyball player.
Yes.
So I think I'm just going to be a sports dad.
Aw, that's so amazing.
Maybe-
And the
maybe
t-shirt
get
is
into
going to keep doing
uniforms.
itself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Team uniforms. Contact me for team uniforms.
So smart. Super smart.
Yeah.
I got to say. And they're going to look so sharp.
They are
you know?
going to look so sharp.
Out of curiosity, what is it that you think a true Hamiltonian embodies?
Okay,
Like,
that's a super easy one for me because I get this all the time.
I love it.
People think true Hamiltonian means that you're born here. That's not what it's about.
Yeah.
True Hamiltonian means that there's nowhere else you'd rather be. That's what a true Hamiltonian is.
I love that.
Because there are a lot of people that are born here and all they talk about is they can't wait to get out of Hamilton.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, whatever. But I'm not originally
You're
from
allowed to
Hamilton.
feel how you feel.
You can
I'm
feel
not
how you
originally
feel.
from Hamilton.
I think
I-
that's just a hometown thing. When you
Yeah.
grow up somewhere,
Yeah.
you just want to see what's out there.
Yeah.
So, you know, wherever you're from, if you come to Hamilton,
Yeah.
you weren't born here, you might want to stay. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, all of us want to go back home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so
And you know the thing is, your place might not be Hamilton, but it just might. And if it is, Hamilton is home.
You got to find your people.
Yeah, your tribe, yes.
100%.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, True Hamiltonian, like you just said, has a lot of personal meaning.
Yeah.
But what is the start of, like, what made you start this company? What was the heart of it?
I'm actually super curious because as a new Hamiltonian myself,
Yes.
it's so inspiring to meet people that not
Yeah.
only love the place, but have done something to engage the culture and connect, you know,
Yes.
with it. So yeah, please tell us, like, what inspires you to...
So I've been acting for 15 years now. Being an actor,
Fellow actor.
being an actor, all of the auditions are in Toronto.
Yeah.
Now, let me clarify, I am not from Toronto. I've never lived in Toronto. Whenever I say that, people are like, oh, he's from Toronto. No, I'm not. So I would have to go to Toronto for auditions, and every time you go to an audition, they would ask you where you're from.
Right.
And I would say Hamilton, and they would be like, why would you live there? And I'm like, no, it's actually a really cool place. And then their next reaction would be like, oh, honey, you don't have to lie to us. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So I came home, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get a shirt that says, I love Hamilton. And I'm going to wear it, every time I go to Toronto. And that's how this whole thing got started.
Oh
You
my
still
gosh,
have that
amazing.
shirt?
Yeah, I actually do.
The original one?
The original
How
one.
did you make it?
I love
Okay,
it.
I didn't. So the original shirt said, I Heart Hamilton. And a buddy of mine, Dave Ruiz, who's a graphic artist, web designer, he said to me, dude, you're a smart guy. I Heart Hamilton is a ripoff of I Heart New York. He goes, you're a smart guy. Come up with your own saying. And I did. I came up with Hamilton is home. And
Awesome.
that's how the whole thing got started.
So you have a lot of thanks to give to him.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good friend. That's
Yeah,
some really good
yeah,
advice. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
that's how the true essence of creativity, right, is just
Come up with your own
come
stuff.
up with something that speaks to your soul, right?
Yes.
Which is really fun.
Yeah.
You know,
I got to ask a question because he said you're talking about Hamilton, and
Yeah.
as a new Hamiltonian myself and as an artist, right? I have to honestly say, it was a bit of a culture shock coming to Hamilton because they're so supportive of the arts.
They are.
And I don't just mean like verbally supportive. I mean like people come out to
Yeah.
your stuff,
Yeah.
you know? And I really appreciated that. Not to say that Toronto, that doesn't happen, but I'm just saying in Hamilton,
Yeah.
like people genuinely believe
Yeah.
because Hamilton's home, they come and support. And how did you feel about that?
You know what? When I first started doing this, I made one shirt that I would wear out, and everywhere I went, people would say, where can I get this shirt? And I was so excited that they were excited about it, I would make them want to give it to them. So
I love it.
200 shirts later, my ex-wife goes, dude, we can't keep giving these shirts away. like
make some money.
you gotta sell them. So then I started selling them for $20.
Awesome.
And
True entrepreneur right here. And you see how it evolves. What
Yeah.
I love the most about this story is that it started out as like a morsel of something and then
Yeah.
you just went with the flow of it.
yeah, absolutely.
And isn't that an artist's dream in a way?
It
you know,
is.
it takes
Honestly,
you to...
I was just happy to see people wearing them.
Well, that's, I think, what the real authentic part is. Entrepreneurs want a business. They
Yeah.
want to make money. You were
Yeah.
like, I want Hamilton to get on the map. I
Yeah.
want people to love it and rep it.
Yeah.
And now it's like a household shirt.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
All my friends ask me why I love Hamilton so much, and it's never been like the buildings or even though festivals are great. It's the people. The people here are like real people. They either love you or they hate you, and they will let you know.
Yep.
Like they will not sugarcoat it at all. I love that. I love knowing exactly where you stand. I love that.
I couldn't
well,
agree
thank
more.
you so much, and honestly, the best success to the next 10 years
Thank
of True
you.
Hamiltonian.
Thank you.
We are down here.
Congratulations.
And make sure, if you are at home or you're here at the festival, go drop by, see Max's booth, get yourself a shirt. There you go. All right, stay tuned. There's so much more happening here on James Street North. We'll be right back.
See you in a bit.
Wentworth District 3v3 basketball is here in the Hammer. Here's what I want you to do. Monday nights at 6:30, I want you to sit down in your comfortable chair, watch a little basketball with us. I miss you. I'm on vacation, but I want to see you Monday nights. Come on, join us for a little basketball hoop action.
If you're going to put a theater, and never mind 5 theaters, in a town of 300 people, then you're going to have to make it so people talk about it.
What is this place?
When we came, we thought it would be probably something with like a bed sheet on the wall in his garage.
You guys like popcorn, don't you? The way things are changing, there will come a day when movies won't be practical.
What the future holds for that place, I don't know.
Show must go on.
Join in on 2 days of free family fun at the 16th Annual Telling Tales Festival. Canada's top book event for kids from tots to teens returns to Royal Botanical Gardens on September 21st and 22nd. Meet over 60 authors, illustrators, and storytellers, including illustrator Kevin Sylvester and Sharon of Sharon, Lois, and Bram. Explore Hendry Park and unleash your creativity with accessible programming that brings stories to life. Register now.
Welcome back, Supercrawl 2024, and we are with the man who is literally responsible for it all, Tim Potocic. Welcome!
The whole shebang.
Just grooving over here.
You almost didn't
Hello.
make it, but everyone knows you're on your bike. That's like your staple transportation here.
It is, for sure. Usually side streets, but I've been trying to power through the crowds on it, too.
Are you
She's
getting a good
beautiful.
workout? Getting a good workout?
Yeah, a little workout.
Well, going across like all of your incredible vendors over here, you must be getting a major workout going all the way back there.
It's
The
a long-
setup is huge.
It's a long way. It's a long way. I take, like I said, I scoot down behind the food trucks if I want to get somewhere fast.
Smart. He knows the back ways. That's the benefit of it.
It is. Now, you have to be really happy as you've looked around this weekend on how much of a success it's been. First thoughts.
First thoughts. Well, thank you, Mother Nature. So always great when you have incredible weather. So it's been awesome. Weird the couple evenings with the fog and the mistiness, but it was like really awesome because the lighting from the stages was like hitting the stratosphere and it looked really cool. So yeah, couldn't be happier. Everything's been running on time. It's been pretty flawless execution this year. So kudos to my entire team and everybody that's putting the festival on with me.
That's awesome. It is the first
Congratulations.
year, I think, in a long time with no rain.
Yeah, 6 years. I'm
Knock on wood,
counting.
Now, before we came on air, you were telling me that Friday was one of the biggest turnouts in ever?
I think it was our biggest Friday ever. I've said that before, but
But it
I'm
keeps getting bigger.
It keeps getting bigger, so I can keep saying it.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So it was a very big Friday, and just based on my rudimentary estimations, Saturday seemed like a pretty typical Saturday for us, and Sunday is incredible. It's incredible. 'Cause
It's busy.
Look at this
We're
weather.
We're halfway through, and it is such a busy event. Lots of families, which is great.
No, I
You've got
love
a lot of
Nice
things.
to see.
The Sunday family vibe's great.
So, how much planning went into this year's event? Give the viewers a little bit of backstory of how much effort you guys put into putting this on.
I was speaking to somebody about this earlier. It's really like every 3 months, quarter of every year, we have like a timeline of things that we have to do. So it's a year-long event, and I can hint, I've already got 4 headliners set up for next year. I'm not saying who they are, but so yeah, those happened basically earlier on in the summer for looking for other artists that wanted to play, potentially come this year but couldn't make it. So we're booking them for next year.
That is so cool. I understand you also run a fantastic music label.
I do.
And you have a lot of clients that I've had the pleasure of seeing perform, both here and elsewhere.
Yep.
How do you select people that you choose to work with? What are some of the criteria that you think, oh, this is a very, interesting artist I'd like to...
Well, that's a very hard question, but
I love it.
It's multi-tiered.
Yes.
Multi-tiered, but the reality is obviously you gotta love the music,
Right.
gotta love the people, you gotta love the work ethic. Those are sort of the 3 most key pillars. It's we work with bands that want to work, that love their craft, write great songs that are embedded in the communities they perform into.
So that's an important component, that they're engaged and they're connected and they're kind of out there showcasing what they do?
Oh, 100%. Like you kind of, in this day and age, you have to be on stage. And,
right.
We've always been a label that like caters to rock, people with guitars and bass guitars and drums and, like more typical sort of like setup of a rock band type of thing. So that's what we do. We look for those types of bands. There's so many options.
Yeah.
So I would say, I've made many mistakes and not signed huge bands that I regret. But like that's just par for the course. You got to go with your gut, and we do what we do, and it's kind of a collaborative effort with the staff as well. We like listen to a lot of things, and a lot of things come across our plate, and it's funny. It's just sort of like it can like just a switch flicks, and it's like that could be a band we want to work with.
I have to tell you, like, I'm an actor, so I understand the music industry is obviously a little bit different, but I got to give you props for everything that you do, because I find that the industry has changed so much, especially on our end over the past, even after the pandemic, but even it started before. I think it's incredibly smart what you're doing, showcasing some of these, or giving them a platform, some of these incredible artists that may or may not have opportunities to get out there and really show their stuff, Do you partner with a lot of different bands? Do you like to showcase and help some of your bands get a proper platform? Do you have a strategy behind that with Supercrawl?
There's definitely a strategy.
Love it. Smart man.
We own venues in town, and we work with a lot of bands and a lot of agencies, and have a lot of friends that are managers, and we've been embedded in the business a long time.
Right.
And there's definitely a strategy to like bringing artists and putting them in front of thousands of people potentially, and them getting new fans, then bringing them back and doing ticketed events. So there's more money to be made.
Exactly. I got to tell you, because a lot of people like may or may not come out nowadays, right? Like the whole landscape has shifted quite a lot. So I wonder, you must have these conversations all the time with like, oh my gosh, how do we balance, like actual live events with like online things and releasing, like, these guys over here are releasing their album coming up right on the 20th of September, which is really cool.
Yeah.
It's very smart what you're doing, and providing a platform, to emerging artists and established artists, like I saw a really nice range over the 3 days.
Oh yeah, I mean, for putting bands on at Supercrawl, it's like an artist at Supercrawl, it's all about focusing on the local, giving even non-local emerging artists an opportunity. So we've brought some bands from the East Coast here. We're always we're always looking at things that are a little bit different to try to like round out the lineup, so to speak. So there's something for everyone. Like we want to be diverse, inclusive, like do all kinds of like interesting things, bring things that like, my thing, I'll be honest, is like I love to put bands on the main stage to headline that are not household names.
I love that.
My heart just
I have
exploded.
to say,
but our huge artists are like incredibly talented and have followings, but they're underground, and you don't necessarily see them on TV or hear them on the radio, but we know that they draw, and then we know that we can expose the average Hamiltonian to something that they wouldn't necessarily have that opportunity to see.
That's what I love, and you've done such a great job of it, that this is a household name near and far. Like I used to think it was just Hamilton, but there'll be people in Ottawa going, yeah, I'm coming down to see Supercrawl, and I'm like, you know about that?
Yes.
So well done. We're out of time, but you guys are going on till 8 o'clock tonight, so if you're at home, come on down, lots of time, and we will be right back after this.
I'm Val Cole, and I want to personally thank you for sharing a wonderful season of Hamilton Life with us here at Cable 14. I hope you're having a safe and happy summer, and remember, you can catch the best of our shows as they encore over the next couple of months. Plus, subscribers can stream episodes on demand at cable14.com. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram at Hamilton Life. Click follow, and we will see you in the fall.
Hi, can I take your order? Hello?
Oh, hey. Wait, what was the question?
Let me guess. One driving high combo, extra baked?
No. Could I get a burger with a side of fries?
Think you're a better driver when you're high? Think again. Smoking weed affects reaction time and concentration. A message from Mad Canada.
Next week on The Pickup, Little Ray's Nature Center serves up yummy treats with a side of thrills and chills.
A Gila monster? Yeah. How? Ooh, what is that?
You can hold it. Yeah.
Oh,
but you
hell
can
no.
hold it.
My fluffy was actually fluffy. This one.
Your fluffy was also good.
Catch it Wednesday night at 9:30.
We fought our way through Italy and then headed for Amsterdam, sweeping for Germans along the way. Our worst fear was to catch a bullet in these last hours of the war.
I was 15 when the Nazis invaded the Netherlands. More than 100,000 Dutch Jews never came home. Our men were put into forced labor. By 1945, we were starving. The food drops gave us hope. And then the Canadians came.
Before Amsterdam, I couldn't have explained why we were there, all those years away from home. But the Dutch showed us why it mattered.
Papa wanted me to bring some soldiers home to thank them personally. And that's when I first saw Wilf. And I invited him over that afternoon.
Marguerite Blaise married Lieutenant Wilf Gildersleeve. They moved to Vancouver, where they raised 8 children. Today, the Dutch still remember the Canadians who liberated them.
The 3 big challenges I had was my wife dying, my father dying from COVID-19, financial instability and security was, the whole year was very stressful. And then I heard that the United Way was sponsoring a course in mindfulness, and that certainly happened. My life is moving forward. I'm enjoying life again, and I'm thankful that I was able to take that program. Thank you.
Oh, hi there. I think we're back. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Super Crawl live coverage with Cable 14. We have a very awesome guest today. Beko, how's it going?
I am fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, listen, we were walking around, and he is an incredible, incredible marketer, and had a huge megaphone, and he was giving away free samples of his amazing hot sauce here at Supercrawl. What's it called, Beko? Tell us a little bit about your hot sauce.
So the flavor you have there is called Mama Trudy's. It's a peaches and Ontario garlic mild to medium heat level, and it goes great on pretty much everything. We created it to highlight the opportunity that we can cross-collaborate our cultural foods with other ideas globally, so that's what we did for that particular brand.
That's so cool.
I have to comment though, just backtrack for a second. I love that you had a megaphone.
Thank you.
You were
He was very
demanding your own audience, and I love it because it's getting more attention than just sitting there waiting for people to come to you.
I typically frown against that. I think if you're at a event like this, you need to be talking to people, you need to be engaged, and it's super loud, and my voice gets buried, so I decided to use a megaphone. Thank
Well,
you.
hey, it worked because you caught her attention, and now you're here.
Yeah, thank you.
And now you've got their attention.
Yeah.
Now, Beko, this is not the only flavor of hot sauce that you have available. Tell us a little bit about the backstory of how you came up with your company and what it's about.
So, I founded this company in 2022. It was after the passing of my friend Veronica, who really believed in me. She pushed me to be a strong entrepreneur and to have a product line because I was in the food and beverage industry cooking, and we really didn't have any outlet to really popularize our brand. So she decided to tell me to have a product line and to push that. And because we pushed the product line, we have 8 sauces now that are inspired by real Canadian women with real Canadian stories, highlighting Canada's diversity and giving us a great way to segue into the market with our Nigerian Canadian hot sauce.
And I love that you have this little book here banner that has the story on each and every one of these women. I love that. It's even got little recipes here.
Yes, as a female loving hot sauce, there is no better marketing hook, so I commend you for that and your beautiful passion behind telling your friend's story and doing something meaningful with your entrepreneurship. So big kudos for that. Out of curiosity, have you ever thought about doing a show like the Hot Ones, where like you do like a tasting for all of your different flavors? Just saying, that'd be super fun.
I would absolutely love to be on Hot Ones and to do a show like that. We have been thinking about going on Hot Ones, so we have been asking our consumers and our fans to really tag us and to tag our spicy sauces on Hot Ones to give us an opportunity to get there.
Wow, that's awesome.
Can you tell me some of the inspiration behind this? Like, how did you come up with it?
So, when I was in culinary school, I realized there was minimal representation for minorities, visible minorities. So one thing that I wanted to do is to really create some food and to really market it. But the good thing is you can market food, but you really need a product line. So my friend really pushed me to come up with a product line, and I decided to come up with hot sauce because it's a way to get into the kitchens and to easily cross-brand and collaborate with other businesses.
Why did you guys pick Supercrawl to come out and grab your megaphone?
Well, Supercrawl is a fantastic event to go to. I've been coming to Supercrawl for almost 3 years now, and a friend that I met in London at another event told me that I need to come to Hamilton. So when I came, it was just love at first sight, and we haven't wanted to leave yet.
I love that. Yes! Well, thank you so much for coming talking with us. Continued success, I hope, with this. It looks like you have a fantastic marketing. Your voice is great on that megaphone, so I know you're going to do well.
Thank you so much, Beko.
Thank you
You're
so
the
much
best.
for having us.
We are done our show at Supercrawl, but Supercrawl is not done. There is 5 hours to go, so head on down here to James Street North and make sure you check out all of the fantastic artists, listen to some music, and honestly just have a great time. That was fun.
That was so much fun.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next year.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much.